Welcome to Formula Performance at France. I've got a big C in the commentary box here in PSGL, and we're just waiting for the lobby to get underway. As always in FP, there's always a delay. So
Yeah,
we're just
I mean,
gonna wait for some
it's
people
in
to
the
come in, Big C.
genes.
Don't want to waste your breath when there's 0 viewers.
Good evening, Jack Tyler.
At least one's crawled in through the woodwork.
Dedication. Commitment.
Exactly. Well, we need to get this stream shared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, welcome Jack Tyler. We'll just wait for some more people to come in. There's a huge delay here in FP as always.
Yeah, hello, Tommy J.
Yeah, welcome Tom. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you feel better soon. I don't know what the issue is, but I'm assuming just a local cold, maybe a bit of a flu. I don't know, but you might want to get yourself checked out. That's all I'm saying.
Some STRs.
Well, Big C, you can't say things like that, but
But I think it's a good time to maybe have a look at the championship standings. And Abiodun leads the way on 32 points with a win in Australia and a win at Silverstone, but then 2 DNFs in Shanghai and in Canada. So Abiodun. But then Tom, who's going to be missing this race, unfortunately, is second on 30 points with the Brain on 26 AMS, on 26 with Haig, 5th and 23. So, yeah, as always, the FP league is just beautifully close and very tight at the front.
it is, isn't it?
I think credit to the admins for manufacturing it in such a way.
Exactly. I mean, these admins have been known to be corrupt in the past, but they do work very hard to test every single car around every single track, wet and dry, to make sure they get their allocations spot on, and spot on they have for today. We're not going to go through the allocations. You can see them on the screen once qualifying is underway.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's more time like Joe Finn and JP Greenwood will be in that Ferrari. I don't know if JP's racing, because I know he was away in America, but it seems he's got the strength to take his car around this legendary Paul Richard circuit in France.
Yeah, good to have him here anyway. That's all I can say.
And good evening to QPR Beast 987 as Game Freak got 198 as well.
Yeah, I mean, huge respect to both of those drivers. QPR Beast, fantastic guy, but Game Freaker, a legend of the site. Some may say he's gone through some wars. He's seen some things out on track that people shouldn't see. But that man's gone through a lot, and huge respect. He always tunes into the FP streams. A big fan. Big saying you don't get bigger names such as Game Freaker, but we've got onto the podium here, Big C. Some people call him onto the bus. What do you call him?
Don't know. Bay. He's Bay. No, I'm joking. But it's good to see. The chat is beginning to fill up ahead of the start.
Yeah.
We've had a nice autumn break, and we've never had a 2-week break in the history of PSGL.
Well, Big
how have
C,
you
I
enjoyed the
think
break?
it was.
Have you been up to much?
Well, firstly, I think it was missold as a 2-week break. I think 2 weeks is 14 days. It's been 21 days. But yeah, I've enjoyed myself through the break. But I'm pleased to be back for some evening delight here at FP France. A track that we've never seen before.
Indeed, I think back in the day, in the early days of the PSGL site, they raced on Manicore on Championship Edition game on the PS3. The likes of human fish dueling it out through the heavy curbing. But a new circuit and new stories to be created, two stories to be written. in
Yeah,
PSGL.
and maybe a story to be written here tonight, as Game Freaker says. How do you think the FP field will go through turn 1 and 2? Chaos? Question mark.
I think there's always potential for that. Obviously, with that 3-week break we've just had, people might be a little bit rusty. And we saw in the real life races a very sharp left-hander. You know, Sebastian Vettel straight into Valtteri Bottas. So, you know, no one wants to beat Valtteri, and certainly no one wants to beat Sebastian Vettel today. So
No, they don't. And
there's
we have a
potential.
notable absentee from the grid, a man who was available to race but unable to get himself into the lobby, perhaps by fear, from what has been said about him in previous streams. Ugi Azim, I believe, has pulled out at the last second, scared of a track that he's never driven around before. Who knows? But it's a shame not to have Ugi here. I think connection issues may have played a part in that one.
Yeah, certainly. And I think, Ugi's a responsible leaguer when, you can't get in, and he's just decided to pull out last minute. Some people are incapable of pulling out in time, but Ugi's aim does it in time before there's any dodgy consequences.
No, exactly, Big C. I mean, you can't be throwing innuendos like that around on an FP stream.
Certainly not. But I think we're loading into the lobby, even the likes of Fraggle Pole yet to choose their tyre selections. Duo Finn, will he go for the softer or the harder application, I wonder? Or even Joliano Manu, who won the Canadian Grand Prix in just, a spectacular fashion.
Yeah, God only knows. But, the championship leader here today, I believe, is Abiodun, ahead of Tom AJ, who's out with sickness.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we've got a good group. We've got 16 viewers as the autumn break comes to a close, and PSGL makes its debut at the Paul Ricard circuit in France, or more specifically, it's near Marseille, I believe, Le Castellet. So,
yeah, Dimitri Payet resides in areas like those. And, it'd be interesting to see who's going to be first out of the garage here today. I mean, I'd really like to get an on board with Jack Tyler, if possible, but, we'll wait and see who's brave enough to come out. I can see movement, Big C. It might be... Oh, it can't... Please don't be Ash Best. Don't want to watch him today. I've seen too much of Ash Best. I think it might be AMK. I think someone might have just ventured out in the McLaren garage.
I think it might be Jack Tyler.
Are you sure?
Yeah, in the Red Bull Racing.
Hang on. It is Big C.
Yeah.
Now, you want to have a few words about this man here today, sporting a very special helmet design.
Yeah, so the tragic events, and I see it in my hometown, my home city. But it's a nice little touch from Jack Tyler. He's running a lovely helmet. Remembering the Leicester City owner, I won't pronounce his name, but he did a lot for our club, and yeah, it's nice to see Jack Tyler, matching the Red Bull with a beautiful blue, white, and gold helmet. So yeah, good luck to Jack Tyler. It's a nice little touch there.
You can see he's warming up those tyres on the Ultra Soft here. The most grippiest tyre.
Yeah, definitely. And he just went through the iconic straight, the iconic Paul Ricard straight.
Yeah,
the Mistral straight, I believe, or something like that.
Whatever it's called, Big C.
Straight.
There's 4 different ways you can go around there. I don't even know what comes up next, if I'm honest with you. But look at him, he's going through this funny little corner here. Never seen it before, but I'm sure we'll familiarise ourselves with it throughout the session. So thanks to all the viewers who've tuned in. Make sure that you do subscribe if you haven't. We've only got 96 or 95 subscribers. I'd like to get to 100 one day, but that day may never come, Big C.
Maybe not, but I think it takes time. And quick question from Gaming Element: what tracks that hasn't been used you'd like to race on in the future? That's on a track.
Imola
hasn't. Imola, yeah, I think Imola is one of the tracks that I'd love to race. An iconic circuit. Obviously, had some dodgy moments over the years, but it's a legendary circuit. So yeah, I think Imola's right up there. But I think the action on track is what we have to go on board, and it's on board with Jack Tyler in the Red Bull Racing.
Big C, the yellows. I don't know where they are.
It doesn't matter, but Jack Tyler is going to be blocked by MS, but MS gets out the right side, but Jack Tyler runs slightly wide at turn 1. Sharp turn into turn 2, you know, just look at the flow of the track, you know, the undulation of the track. Jack Tyler caught out by MS there, but the pit entry is quite dodgy. But yeah, Jack Tyler, you can tell it's a new circuit and they're struggling to find. There's no clear racing line around here.
No, there isn't. I mean, you know, some people don't even know what corner comes up next. They've just switched the game on there for a quick race, you know, nice little evening delight on a Tuesday. And, you know, Jack Tyler, probably one of them, has no clue what he's getting himself into down this iconic straight. You know, there's 4 ways he can go around here, but he goes for it the correct way with the racing line on, I presume, and a little bit of traffic up the road, but it's looking good so far, Big C. And, you know, it's not got that much top end, has he, in that Renault engine? You know, got to remind our viewers, this is Formula Performance, so it is performance cars.
Yeah, certainly, but I think Jack Tyler just wants to get a time on the board. He'll be the first ever driver to take provisional pole position around the Paul Ricard circuit, so, you know, it's an honour for Jack Tyler this evening.
Yeah, it definitely is, isn't it? As we watch him come around these twisty corners, you know. JP Greenwood won't have a clue what comes up next, but Jack Tyler couldn't even set that. Oh, he did. He did. Oh, he's gone fastest. A 32.0. Oh, that's an incredible lap time. Warren Haig 4 attempts off. Who else is out there, Big C? Oh, I just
it was Warren Haig who took the first time round the Paul Ricard circuit, so fair play to Warren Haig. But is Jack Tyler on provisional pole position? I've had a bit of a weather update, and it's expected to be heavy rain for the race. But I think Mr. Grumpy is on lap, currently using the overtake deployment through the iconic straight brakes and time, but misses the apex considerably there, Mr. Grumpy. You know, he is very experienced, but he's never driven around the Paul Ricard circuit. As King Don Martin, one of the oldest drivers on the grid, takes provisional pole position with a 31.6 in the Red Bull car. So, yeah, a good time from King Don Martin, but I'm not sure what times to expect around this circuit.
No, neither am I, but look at Mr. Grumpy, such age decorating this, you know, new circuit, a brand spanking new circuit, and Mr. Grumpy laying his old wrinkly hands all over the tarmac.
Yeah, a tricky final couple of corners, easy to run wide, wants to take a little bit of cover, he does. Don't want to run too wide, and he doesn't. As he posts line, DRS wide open, Mr. Grumpy put his name right there, and it is P4 for Mr. Grumpy. I think in the wet he could be one to watch. You know, he is one of the best wet weather drivers on the grid, so keep an eye on Mr. Grumpy in the race if it is indeed wet.
And Big T, Joliani Manu, I'm hearing, is about to start a lap, I believe. I think there's a few people going around to complete one. Shall we have a look at Abby Oden, championship leader? Don't know if he's on a lap. No, he's 0. So he's not using any of his errs. What about JP Greenwood? He's coming to the line, ran out of ERS, and I think he might have been validated. No, he goes 7th, phenomenal lap time. Big C. What about CC Brain next across the line? He goes 3rd. Sure, there must be one more.
I think Bugatti's next. He's come around through the penultimate corner, then the final corner.
Yeah,
nearly out of deployment. Yeah, 4th for Ashbest, but Bugatti in the Toro Rosso Honda. Goes P2, so a good lap from there from Bugatti, but it is a Red Bull of King Martin currently on provisional pole position.
Joliana Manu, Big C, Joliana Manu on the lap. Here we go. You know, take us through this. You know this man very well.
Joliana Manu obviously won the last racing camp. You know, he's up for the Tuesday nights. He's a different animal. He's a different beast in FP compared to as Cloudy Balloons has decided he wants a bit of FP. He wants a bit of the action. Cloudy Balloons wants a bit of the mix as Ash Best has left the session.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when it's not working out, people like Ash Best will run, but Cloudy Balloons has also left at the bottom, as we can see. Hopefully Ash will return, but, you know, some people are scared of this circuit, you know, visibly.
Definitely, but I think Joliana Manu could be one to watch. It's a tricky last set, it's easy to run wide, but Joel, you know, he's done a little bit of practice for one, and I think that line, he did look good, he looked steady. I think that's what I like. He's a very steady driver. As Cloudy Balloons is back for more, perhaps putting Joel off. So Cloudy Balloons is causing problems for this PSGL grid.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing, Big C, a former FP driver who was removed in such tragic circumstances, has now returned, allegedly. I mean, he's not on our list, but, I think if we want this league to be all about showbiz, people like Cloudy Balloons are the people you want on there. And Joliana Manu goes 7th, but there are other people out on the lap, Big C. What about Abby Oden on that lap? Juho Finn's on a flying lap, Big C. He's just started one. Look at that, he's in hot lap mode in the Scuderia Ferrari. He looks absolutely beautiful in that cockpit.
Yeah, Aaron, he's wrenching the cars. Cloudy Balloons is keen to get in the action. He's leaving and rejoining, trying to get into a car. But yeah, full eyes on Juho Finn, one of those experienced drivers. He's been around the block. He's been in this FP League for many a season. But he's tackling this middle sector beautifully. Takes a little bit of curve there as you do onto the iconic straights. DRS wide open, use the deployment, use the errs as we come down to the heavy braking zone. Spot the brake markers in between the two curves, best to brake, clips the curve slightly. Juho Finn negotiates the middle sector. So far so good for the finish. Man.
And just to have a word on Juho Finn, he's been around the PSGL site for a very long time, This man will probably see this track as an opportunity, in what is arguably the fastest car on the grid. This man could create some fireworks. AMS, he cannot handle the heat. He's left, flying thrones left, people leaving left, right and centre. So FP, as always, disappoints, failure to hold an effective race on time once again. I don't know what's happened there, but people are leaving.
I think he's reliable with Juho Finn. He's going to set his lap time. So Juho Finn, P12 for Juho Finn there. So he couldn't get ahead of his arch rival, JP Greenwood.
Yeah, I mean, what they don't understand is we've got record viewers on this channel at 28. We've got 28 viewers tuning in for FP. The admins won't. JP Greenwood won't see that as he leaves the session, but we certainly do. So, for those of you...
I'm sorry, just to clarify to our viewers, we are restarting due to Cloudy Balloons joining the lobby. So there will be a restart.
Well, I don't know who's invited him in, but hey-ho. So, thank you to all who've subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button as soon as possible. We do want to get the subscriber count up just a little bit. We're not begging, but, we do want to change the channel name, Big C. It's currently at 7th Gear RL, which you know all about.
Yeah, certainly. I'll show you my name, so why can't you? Do you need 100?
Yeah, you need 100.
I think we'll be getting closer. We've got 26 viewers and people want that FP action. Right, we're not getting it due to Cloudy Balloons.
Yeah, well...
So any questions in the chat to pass the time?
Big C, you're lagging. That's right. So people are leaving the session, so yeah, I mean, this is what happens. You have to watch this dreadful circuit again. I think what they should have done and would have been the best decision, instead of restarting straight away, finish the qualifying session, take the grid order and go from there. Otherwise they're just restarting quali again, aren't they? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, questions may be asked, but it is what it is, and we'll deal with what we've got. And we are at 100 subscribers, so thank you to everyone who's subscribed.
So just waiting to go. And obviously, according to the PlayStation rules written by our very own Hulkenberger, as we are restarting qualifying, it will be dynamic weather for the qualifying race.
Yeah,
as it is a completely new and fresh session, not a restart.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at Juho Finn here. This man just doesn't want to give up. He's content. He's got 12th on the grid, but the session is being restarted. So you know how long it can take to set up lobbies, Big C. Around
yeah,
on
definitely.
The PSGL side.
About 10 minutes or so until the start of qualifying, then hopefully a dry race this time.
Yeah,
we don't be racing until 10 PM.
Yeah, so those of you who are yet to make a visit to the toilet, or grab a snack or two, this would be the time. But it's good to be back, isn't it, Big Z? It's good to be back. Back in FP, always unreliable. You just don't know what you're going to get when a lobby gets set up. And yeah, once again we're delayed.
Yeah, well, we've got a few questions in the chat here, and we'll start with this one.
Yeah.
Game everyone is asking Aaron, who do you think, and who do I think, will challenge Lewis Hamilton for the F1 title in 2019?
I mean, I don't really know, Big C. You know, there's too many drivers on the field. I don't even know their names anymore. You got fucking Leclerc, or in the Ferrari, it might be a good one. Yeah, it depends how the cars turn out, to be honest. You can't really say XYZ is going to battle for the title. Once you see the pace, once you see him at Melbourne, then you can kind of tell who's going to be in the battle. You know, nobody saw Jenson Button being in the battle in 2009.
Very true, but I think the obvious choice is obviously Max, assuming that Honda Power, delivers what Red Bull are saying. I think Charles Leclerc could be the man to lead
Ferrari. I'm going to have to join the new lobby. I'm going to have to cut you off.
That's fine. So yeah, I think Max and Leclerc are the main two.
Yeah. Well, Tyler's telling you how to pronounce someone's name, but
Sriva Hanaprava.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one there. Something tragic day, obviously, on Saturday.
Definitely. So any more questions for Aaron or myself to pass the time? But it seems we're moving quite quickly, and hopefully we can start in time.
Yeah, I might need to get a wagon wheel, just to pass the time. Fraggle Paul said, ask Aaron. Well, give me a question, mate. You don't just say ask Aaron. Are you going to do a face reveal for what, I mean, if you want my Snapchat, mate, slide into my DMs and, we can sort something out, but...
Yeah, well, in terms of predictions, Jack, it's impossible to predict. I don't know the pace. I don't know who's good here, but I think Kingdom Martin looks a man. He was very upset before the break, but he looks to be back stronger. I think Kingdom Martin will be one to match.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, nobody knows what happens with Stewart's decisions, no more than you, but... not everybody's going to be happy with what the outcome is, but it's always judged in a very fair and transparent manner. And, we don't have favourites, we just judge it according to the incident, don't we, Big C?
Yeah, definitely. Who made this track, an arsehole or Satan? But Herman Tilke. So, yes, an arsehole, I'm afraid. So horrendous circuits from that man over the years.
I don't know why on earth they recycle out the same garbage. All the tracks look the same. It's always the same runoff area. I mean, come on.
Yep, and another one from onto the podium has Chulo to me. Has Chulo already bought F1 2018, but he's only keeping quiet to win the bet. I don't know, I think Chulo is a bit too obsessed about F1 2018 for a man who actually doesn't own the game, so I won't be surprised if he actually does own it.
No, you never know.
This is for you. I'm not really a big movie watcher myself, so I can't answer. Do you have any favourite horror movies? Says King Rally Wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like a few horror movies, but Jurassic Park, love it when the dinosaurs come out, and next thing you know, they're chopping, biting people's heads off. You name it.
Yeah,
I've got to go Jurassic Park.
I don't watch films, so. But I do watch films like Avengers, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, that sort of thing, but don't really watch films otherwise, so sorry to be boring.
Yeah.
Give me a bit of EastEnders every day of the week.
I love Ireland. So we're just waiting here. Big C, I mean, it's a bit frustrating, isn't it?
It is, but Oogie Zine can't get in.
Well, Big C, I mean, if your connection isn't up to it, the show must go on. If you can't fit on the bus, the bus has got to leave at some point, Big C, It's just the way things are.
That's true.
Fraggle, I cannot trust you as a moderator on my channel. I don't know, mate. There's something a bit dodgy.
Yeah, that's fine, cool dude, but he's banned from PSGL for a reason.
Mm. Yeah, so silence, Big C's. We wait for people to get in, but FP will be restarting qualifying again unnecessarily. They probably should have finished the session and gone on from there. We've got Jamie here, Big C.
Yeah,
A
Jamie's
legend.
recently purchased the F1 game, so perhaps he'll be eyeing a PSGL return. But yeah, our man who's won many titles in the F1 League and also NAC against the likes of Speed Queen. And my name's Jared.
Yeah, and Can You Do It, Big C? You remember Can You Do It? Yeah, an old name on the site.
Definitely.
Yeah, what about
A
Bobby
very old name
Deeks,
is-
Big C? Bobby
Yeah,
Deeks.
Bobby Deeks with his quizzes for race threads. And Abiodun asks, would you date Big C?
For what?
Would you date Big C, he says?
Would I date Big C? I mean, I don't know what would be going on a date for, but it's a
Discussing
date.
the league placements. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's a date in FP, so that's as far as it was going.
Exactly. So qualifying again with dynamic weather, so it's a fresh start. It's 8:30.
Yeah. Ridiculous. The session should have started half an hour ago, Big C. I'm getting impatient, I want this race to be over and done with. Tom AJ, Big C. Tom AJ has come onto the grid, so he's been watching the stream.
Yeah, Aaron,
and
there's another question. Hulkenberg's asking, what do we think of the break?
I was under the impression it was 2 weeks. Ended up being 3 weeks. I think it was probably necessary for the Sunday leagues, given there's F1 races going on. Lewis Hamilton about to be crowned champion, but for people in F2, FP, it was a little bit long. I mean, it's good to have like a 1 week break, a reading week, as they say. But hey, Sophie's late as well to the grid. Oh, the show goes on, I'm afraid. The show goes on.
It certainly does. So we're back for the qualifying at the Paul Ricard circuit in Le Castellet near Marseille. So 18-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for this round 5. And I think in future, in terms of the break, it was sort of enforced. Well, maybe for next season, it would be a 1 week break. It would probably be like a 13-14 race season from the new year into April. So maybe get a week in there at some point. We've got back in coming up.
So a bit of deja vu, Big C. Jack Tyler leaving the garage once again.
I think we've got to give him the respect he deserves.
Now let's start this again, Big C. Jack Tyler sporting a very special helmet here today.
Yeah, exactly. Jack Tyler running the blue, gold and white helmet with his Red Bull Racing Tag Heuer car. Obviously, some tragic events in my home city.
Oh, come on, mate. We're doing this again, aren't we? It's almost like a carbon copy, but yeah.
Exactly. So, fellow Jack Tyler, and best of luck to all the drivers who tackle this wide circuit.
So we're just watching this car go around. You've got Warren Haig in the background. He's looking really agitated. Haig wants a rebirth of his career. He's struggling recently. The man hasn't been able to live up to what we know he can do. We're big fans of Warren Haig, but maybe today can be the day. So we'll go on board with him instead.
Yeah, I think Warren Haig wants to be the first one to set a lap time in this session, and he was last session. And yes, Human Fisher, fortunately, there were a few technical difficulties, as usual with the FB League, so we had to restart, and qualifying has just began.
Well, we're watching cars go around the circuit at the moment. This one's Warren Haig in the Renault, not the most powered vehicle. You'll probably have some difficulties battling people on the straight. It's not the easiest track to make any overtaking manoeuvres, so Haig will need a good qualifying position if he wants to be in for a good race, Big C.
Yeah, definitely Haig is an F4, so I'm surprised the Renault, it's quite an average car, but perhaps Warren Haig can put it places it's never been taken before. So Warren Haig, DRS wide open, using the overtakers into high as we approach the tricky, blind, left-hander of turn 1. Easy to miss the apex slight, and he does indeed, but he doesn't unsettle the car. But he unsettles the car slightly as he runs slightly wide on the run down into turn 4. Very tricky corner, this one. Easy to understand, and Warren Haig, I think he's negotiating it fairly nicely so far in the Renault car. Interestingly, he's gone down to number 1 on the years on my screen. I'm not sure if that's how it is, but he does seem to be changing us quite a lot. But yeah, as he comes down to this iconic straight, and it's just such a famous straight.
Yeah, I mean, I can just see Warren Haig is heaving that car around the first sector, but this will be a little bit of a breather for him. It's a tricky braking zone, but it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. You can still correct your car and, not lose any lap time as we approach what is going to be a very tricky right-hander here, Big C. You can go flat out. If you have too much ballast, you can slide off, but Warren Haig keeping that car very stable. It's glued to the circuit. Just look at that. It's like there's a bit of super glue stuck on those rear wheels as he struggles to get that car through. Look at that, he's struggling with aerodynamical grip. He's getting through it all right at the moment. You can just tell that car hasn't got much power in it. It looks like it's moving very slowly, Big C. It's like we're watching this in slow motion.
It is indeed, but it is Formula 4, so the times will be a little bit slower. Looking for a 130 in the 130s. Oogie Zine told me it was a 32.0 from Ash Best in the side, but it's a 32.2 from Warren Haig. The times will be coming in thick and fast now. That's the first lap section. Get in, I think. Oh, Jack Tyler with 31.4, so a decent lap there from young Jack. I think AMK in the McLaren Renault with the next one. The F2 drop, I think it's a McLaren ahead as well, so keep an eye on those two. Tom H.A. who's currently ill.
Bugatti,
AMK on.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It's AMS, I think, who's coming to the line, isn't it? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Flying front.
Well, on board with Bugatti. Oh, pole position. Don't want to for flying frame, but it's Bugatti in the Taurus or Honda. He looked fast in the last session. Can he take pole position? Oh, it's P3, so it's Frome, Jack Tyler, then Bugatti as the top three with Ash Best just behind in 4th places. AMS goes 4th.
Big C, Fraggle pull to the line in the Renault. What can he do? A 33.5, the slowest lap time so far. So Fraggle pull not got much in the tank. What about Kingdom Martin? He's leading a stray of cars. It's like a row of stray dogs just chasing after each other. Here we go. Kingdom Martin in the Red Bull is looking, very, very hyper at the moment on those ultra soft tyres, and that car dancing around the racetrack here, Big C. It's dancing around. Look at that Red Bull tuned into the circuit. Kingdom Martin needs to set a good lap time. So we've lost Big C momentarily. He's left the party. Please do let me know if the stream's still going in the chat. So Kingdom Martin about to finish his lap time in the Red Bull. Wonder where he can put it. And Kingdom Martin goes 7th, so not a bad lap time from him. And what about Giuliano Manu? Look at how quick that Sahara Force India is moving. Sorry, the Racing Point Force India. Moving very quickly at the moment. And Giuliano Manu, last week's race winner at Canada, he'll be looking to put that car high up the grid. I know he's been doing a lot of laps, a lot of practice, has gone into this race. Joel very keen to win the FP title. He came close last season. And Giuliano Manu comes around the final corner to the line. Here we go into Force India. And he goes 7th, so not that quick, but he's only 4/10 off pole. He's only 4/10 off pole. So we just ride on board with Juho Finn for the time being. I'm going to get Big C back into the party. So back on board with Juho Finn in the Ferrari. Almost just want qualifying to be over so we can start with the race. It's been a very, very long stream so far, and Juho Finn goes wide there, probably to get out of the way of a faster car setting a lap time, but Juhofin about to start his lap now. And we've got Big C back in the commentary booth with us whilst Big C was absent. We lost viewers, so people really do want to hear, you know, the voice of the 7-time PSGL F1 champion, the most successful driver on the PSGL site, as we see Juhofin run off-road. So that's the lap time aborted. We'll go back on board with Abby Oden.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag, but hopefully it's sorted itself out now. But yeah, Abby Oden down this iconic straight, the Mistral straight, DRS wide open, in the hot lap mode, in the Williams Mercedes. Brakes beautifully, takes a lot of curve that Abby Oden, confident. A lot of raw talent this man has. And a little bit excited there on the throttle, but seems to be a bit of jiggery pokery going on ahead of him, so he needs to watch out for those slow cars.
He does, Big C. I've got a wagon wheel on my mouth, so can you take it from here?
That's fine. As Warren Hay gets out of the way, but Abby Oden, a lot of raw, a lot of natural talent as Abby Oden. This man can win many races in this league and in the F1 league. Oh, and he's got lots of OC. This Williams just has no rear downforce. The chassis is one of the worst on the grid, so Abby Oden will find it very hard to put this car up in lights. But you know, I think he's one of the best drivers on this current FP grid. So Abby Oden to the line in the Williams Mercedes, and it's P9 for Abby, a 32.0. So interesting. And here I've got some exclusive information for the stream. Cloudy Balloons was was messaging me trying to get an invite to the session, pretending to be Oogie Azim on a different account. So very strange behaviour there. But
so he's made a new account called Oogie Azim or something?
No. It was called Som Nom Woods. And he put, "This is Oogie using alternative account. Please invite."
Oh, wow, wow.
Just above that, I asked who he was from a few weeks ago, and he said he was Cloudy Balloons.
Oh, wow.
So, Cloudy Balloons.
Yeah, a very dodgy name, Cloudy Balloons. He had an iconic moment in FP, but, you know, thankfully he is not on the grid as we've got onto the podium. You know, he is looking very excited in the comment section, saying buy the game and learn it to some of the viewers. So, you know, it's all kicking off, you know, in the chat at the moment.
I think he's bullying madness like he usually does. But JP Greenwood, I thought JP would be JP starting his lap right behind CC Brain.
Sorry, I was on board with Juhofin, Big C, in the sister Ferrari. Juhofin, one of the most legendary drivers on the PSGL site. A lot of experience. Car number 83, I believe. He was born 35 years ago, so he's getting on a bit. Is Juhofin in the mid-30s? Probably, and his lap time might also be in the mid-30s. So Juhofin, car number 83, you know, in the Ferrari, runs no assists. Here we go, Juhofin to the line. No, he goes in straight into the pits. He's had enough, doesn't want to set a lap on those tyres, and who can blame him?
You never know all about it. It was Jack Tyler who's taking back provisional proposition in the Red Bull. So Jack Tyler on a 31.1 in the Red Bull Tag Heuer car.
Yeah, looks good, Big C. What about Dano? This man hasn't set a lap time. Can he, you know, rock the woodwork a little bit? You know, I know he's not a cricket bowler, but he can definitely ruffle a few feathers here. Can Dano in the Mercedes as Oogie Azim watches on in the comment section? Not featured here today.
Yeah, I think CC Brain will be the next man to set time. He's all out of sorts, CC Brain. Oversteer on the exit of turn 15 there. So yeah, Oogie Azim watches on.
Yeah,
but yeah, CC Brain I think isn't going to improve.
No,
he's boxing, he's boxed. Claire Williams and Paddy Lowe look disgusted with that lap.
Exactly, Big C. You know, we've got plenty of special guests here for this race. You know, we've got, you know, Thierry Henry in the stands. We've got Laurent Blanc, and we have got Moussa Sissoko. You know, some famous French footballers that were on board here with AMK. I mean, it's not going to start a lap time, so probably we should go on board with someone else, Big C. I don't know if Mr. Grumpy's out there. He's out there, look. 13th in the Haas.
He is indeed Mr. Grumpy coming to the end of the lap. I think this last sector is so tricky. But I think if this one man can, Mr. Grumpy can. But I think he's backed out of it there. Yeah, changing the ERS settings back. He's going to box for a fresh set of boots.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. He hasn't even got enough ERS, hasn't even put the DRS on. I don't know what he's going out there to do. Maybe he's out there to set a few set times, maybe get a bit of TV coverage, cause a bit of confusion for our viewers. But Mr. Grumpy, very strange decision. What about Tom AJ? Ill, sick, You said Big C's got some STIs or something, but I think that's a bit disrespectful. The man's got a cold. He's missed work for a couple of days, but that can be a blessing in disguise in this climate. But it's good to see him on the grid.
Yeah, Aaron Ashbest is next, I think, in the Sauber Ferrari. I don't know if he's going to pit, but he's only in number 3 for the year, so I think we'll keep an eye on him just to see what he's up to. But perhaps he's going to box for his fresh set of boots. I think he will be boxing. No, a late ERS change. So Ashbest to the line, is pole position. What a lap from Ashbest. The season 19 F1 champion takes provisional pole at 30.6 in the Sauber. I think that's an outstanding lap. That's the lap of the session.
Amazing lap time from Ashbest, showing his class once again. I wonder if they've turned the tyre carcass temperatures off for that one to happen, but no, it looks good.
But Goldie on a Manu just put it on the front row.
Unbelievable.
I think he needs to be paying more attention to the times.
Big C, I just need this qualifying session to end. I want the race to get underway. I don't care about this shitty qualifying session. But here we go, Juliana Manu. Phenomenal lap time from this man. He just does not know when to lie down, does he?
He doesn't, but I think Ashbest, 4 tenths clear of the rest of the field, an outstanding lap time there. But obviously Charles Leclerc did perform very well in the French Grand Prix in real life round here, so perhaps it's not a surprise given that Ashbest's natural ability.
Yeah, and Big C, I think Mr. Grumpy was just putting some temperature through those tyres, but I think he's just ran wide, so I think this might be another invalidated lap time. So we'll turn our attentions to another man here, Big C. Look at JP Greenwood. He looks like he's flying out there. The poor man, he's just come back, from trips out to USA and Mexico. This man will not know what corner's coming up. Let's go on board with him. Look at him, Big C. Look at the way he's just wrenching that car. Look at him. He is tigerish in the cockpit. Look at that.
Yeah, I think he's just backing up lap. He's getting a bit of tires from getting into those foot types. This turn one is so tricky. You just got to chuck it in. You've got to hold your breath as the G4 is around your neck tightens. So yeah, JP Greenwood will approach this turn one with some fear, but it's an outstanding call to undulation. JP Greenwood actually negotiates it quite nicely there.
Yeah, I think the brake's done him good. He's probably seen the other drivers racing out on track and he's probably embedded some of their philosophies. And look at Bugatti out of the way in a very awkward position. That could put off anyone. If you miss your brake and you go straight into the side of him. But JP Greenwood looking like a reborn man. Look at the way he's wrenching that car around. Oh, didn't know which way to go there, but he's down straight. DRS wide open here. This car accelerating down. Probably 208 miles an hour, I reckon, before he comes down to brake. No, it's 209. He gets the braking spot on. This is the first apex, but he won't lose that much time. Sizes out for this corner here. He's got to make sure he hasn't dialed in too much ballast. If he could lose the rear end here if he's not careful. He's got to be careful with the way he wrenches the car. And look at that, very smooth on the throttle movements. JP Greenwood tuning himself into this circuit. I wonder where he's going to put it. He's got arguably the fastest car on the grid. They're having to back out of the throttle as AMS was on the left-hand side. And look at this big, very off-camber corner. He looks absolutely glued on circuit. This is the type of man I want to be watching on board. JP Greenwood, this man can get the viewers excited. He can get them pumped, Big C. Around the final corner we go in the Scuderia Ferrari. Where can JP go? Can he put it in the top 10? Can he? He can't. He improves to 32.9, 15th on the grid, and that's probably where he will stay. Big C, there are other people out there battling for pole. Who can you name one of them?
I don't know, but I think the top one is about to stop with that. So I think CC Brain is quite far down the line. Brian Frome as well. Gap size was round one, but Ashbest and Joel on outlap, so that'll be the last guys to watch.
Okay. I don't normally commentate like that, Big C, but people like JP Greenwood can get me excited.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep on board with Warren Haig. But actually, no, he's in zero with the air, so I'm not sure what's going on with Warren Haig. It's a bit of a strange session. No one seems to be on a lap at the minute.
Yeah, I don't want to go on board.
No, actually, Jack Tyler. Jack Tyler is on a lap. The man currently in P3 on a 31-1 has half a second to make up to take provisional pole position. As he runs wide, he just missed the apex. It's easy to do so, but this man is going to keep on pushing, keep on trying. Flying Foam's on P2 on a 30.8. So yeah, it's all Kings, but Ashbest and Joel are about to start their laps now, so we'll keep an eye on them as in a few moments' time. I think Jack Tyler will be the one to watch. No, he's messed up.
Oh my goodness! Jack Tyler, what's going on here? Oh my god! Goes off the track. Oh, that would put off that Ferrari behind. I hope the Ferrari behind him's not on the lap to Jack Tyler. That's it, it's over. P3 unless some other people improve and beat him. But Big C, who else is out there? CC Brain starting lap. Surely there must be someone further up the road. But
AMK is quite further down the line. I think MK might be further. Bugatti, or I think it's Bugatti, maybe. Yeah. Not too sure. All the corners look the same, but no, Warren Haig to the line. Warren Haig.
Oh, I can't get on board with him.
Oh, P12 for Haig. I think JP's done. Juho looks done as well. So
AMK fourth for AMK. That's a brilliant lap.
Wonderful. Bugatti in the Torosso.
Third.
Not good enough. P3 for Bugatti, but it's
AMS. Ashbest improved, did he? No. AMS to line. What can he do? Third. That's a great lap time. CC Brain, Big C. CC Brain. Cabrain, as some people call him. To line. Take us through this.
Yeah, CC Brain 4 tenths. I want to tell CC Brain in the Williams Mercedes. What can he do?
He can't improve.
P8.
He can't improve.
P8 for CC Brain. But here it's Ashbest versus Joey Armani for pole position here.
Frome goes second.
Ashbest. Yep, Frome went second about a couple of minutes ago. It's going to be Ashbest versus Joliana Manu versus Bugatti for pole position here. So it's going to be Ashbest to the line in the Sauber Ferrari. Can he say it's advantage? It's Ashbest with a 30.5. So outstanding lap from Ashbest. But there's one man who can improve. It's Joliana Manu. No, Joliana Manu. P5 on the grid. So is it done and dusted?
No,
it is.
Juho Finn, Big C, last shot of the session. Oh, he's going through the pit lane. He's going through the pit lane. Oh my god. Juho Finn cannot beat JP Greenwood. So a phenomenal lap from JP Greenwood as we see Warren Haig tussling out on track, you know, trying to get back to the pits, Big C. I think he must have lost a bit of his wing in that.
Yeah, perhaps so, but here it is. Ashbest on pole position for the French Grand Prix in the Sauber Ferrari. An outstanding lap from the young Lithuanian superstar. So a beautiful lap from Ashbest there, my teammate in the F1 League. Just, you know, he's got so much talent, and it's great to see him on pop up. Yeah, Flying Foam will be looking to get the head at turn 1 here, and I'll let you run through the results as I take a quick commercial break.
No, that's fine, Big C. I mean, I always hate running through, you know, the grid order, but we will all run through it. So Ashbest on pole, Flying Foam second, AMS third, Bugatti fourth, and he's got a 5-place grid drop, so that will move him down. So that means Joel will be fourth, AMK will start from fifth, Jack Tyler 6th, Dano 7th, CC Brain 8th, and Abby Oden 9th, and Kingdom Martin will probably start 11th. And I'm getting party invites on Cloudy Balloons, a man gagging for some FP action here tonight. As we look further down the grid, you know, Warren Haig outside the top 10, Grumpy outside the top 10. You know, they have fresh tyre choice, so those drivers will be able to complete the one-stop strategy. So we'll see a mixture of strategies. We don't know what conditions we're going to get for the race. It could be wet, it could be dry. You know, God knows. So we'll find out when the black screen disappears. Oh, it's full wet, is it? Oh, dear. Oh dear, I mean, we could see some carnage down at turn 1, these conditions. So look at that, the viewers in the stream, they're absolutely pumped. They're seeing, you know, wet weather conditions. I don't know what tyres are going to be in use here. Could it be the full wets, you know? This could be very tricky. You know, drivers have never done, you know, the turn 1 on full fuel loads. So, yeah, expect a few collisions.
It's a wet race once again, and I just want to give a bit of a shout out to my good friend, one of the, you know, he's got a lot of talent, an outstanding football player, an outstanding FIFA player, Maxi Luca. Big shout out to him.
Yeah, Big C, but Maxi Luca, you know, is not always the fairest on will-to-will battling. Doesn't have the best racing record.
He's a rough diamond, but you know, there's talent there.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
another rough diamond, Big C, the man on X Factor from Liverpool. Don't know what his name is, but he's a rough diamond as well.
Anthony Russell.
That's the one. So we'll just see what tyres people are on. I don't know how to get it up. There we go. So intermediate conditions here tonight. So Bugatti will start the race from 9th. He had a 5-place grid penalty in qualifying. Don't know what happened. I did say there was a tangle with Warren Haig or something on the in-laps. I don't know whether that had anything to do with it, but yeah, we could see a few bullish drivers down to turn 1. You don't know how to get off the line in these conditions. Oh my god, look at that flying throne, not hanging around, is he?
No, it's not, but even I think the formation lap is great for the wet conditions. They're not going to go blind into turn 1. They've got a feel for the conditions. That's why the formation lap is so important to these drivers.
It is, Big C, it definitely is, as we're just waiting for these cars to come around to start what will be PSGL's first race here at the French Grand Prix, the Paul Halford circuit.
I think even the wet conditions do require a certain type of driving. I think we look at the F1 league, look like Sir Cliffy and Maxi Luca relish these conditions. And even yourself, what does it take to be good in these wet conditions?
You've got to stay out of trouble, Big C. You've got to avoid the carnage, and you've got to pick up on the pieces and just really excel. You cannot afford to be stuck behind a shitty driver. You've got to make sure you clear them, move on to the next one. Because you can really, really make a name for yourself. You can get some good positions. If you're someone like JP Greenwood, you can go in and get a point or something. You just have to avoid the carnage. But unfortunately, in whatever conditions, you can easily be caught up in the carnage. So it is luck of the draw as we wait for Ash Best, Flying Throne, Jolion and Manu and co to come across. And people don't know this about Jolion and Manu. He is known for being a wet weather specialist, Big C.
Yeah, I think Jolion Manu, especially in some areas, but in the wet conditions, he can just feel the conditions. You've got to have that feel with the rear end. You've got to feel the brake, and I think Jolion Manu can just feel the car better than many drivers, including myself.
No, Big C, you are right about that. As we wait for the 5 lights to go out here, the cars are lining up on the grid. I've got a weird camera angle, but we are going to be underway for the first French Grand Prix here at the Paul Halford circuit. It's lights out, away we go. Ash Best gets a good start. I think Jolion and Manu's got a good start in the background. Look at that. The Force India. Joel is up into second. This could be a chaotic turn 1. And look at that. Jack Tyler and Frome going around. Jack Tyler just cuts to turn 1. And look at that. Comes back onto the circuit. I think everybody's gone away well. There's a Mercedes. The CC Brain. Sorry, it's a Williams.
Oh, they've
CC
got that.
Brain.
It's Mr. Grumpy. Mr. Grumpy's off. Mr. Grumpy's in the wall. Sorry to do it. But yeah, all sorts of carnage going on. But Mr. Grumpy looks out of the race. CC Brain as well. So it's all
look at this, Pixie. AMS, AMK, there's Toro Rosso's. There's a Toro Rosso sideways. Oh my goodness me. People don't know what's coming around next. They wouldn't have driven these cars in these types of conditions. But look at that, there's a Force India going wide. Flying Throne. He can't even see the racing line. He doesn't know where to brake. What a chaotic start here about Mr. Grumpy. I don't think he'll be scoring any points. But look at the AMS and Bugatti fighting like their lives depend on it. AMS has got nothing to fight for in F1. Fighting relegation to F2. And here he is fighting to keep a hold of 6th place ahead of Bugatti. Will he let him go around the outside? Oh, a little bit of contact here. Bugatti goes off the track, and if he can't make that position, he can't, Big C. He went off track to get a run, Big C. He can't.
Yeah, I think he's decided to back out of it. He does look quite up for it in these conditions, but yeah, quite an exciting that one.
Yeah, oh, I loved it, Big C. I loved it. That's why I wanted this race to get underway. It's not going to be easy to make overtakes around here. We can see Jack Tyler, I think, pressurising Jolion and Manu, but I'm just going to stay on board with this battle here. Bugatti looks... But AMS is on the back of Throne here, Big C.
Yeah, so AMS, obviously no DRS in these conditions, so AMS will have to use all that F1 experience, all that F1 quality, but you just cannot make a move. But to be fair, into this turn 1, it's not where you want to be making the move. But yeah, there's all sorts going on. Kingdom Martin is in the pit lane, Shu Ho Finn up to P12, JP Greenwood P13, so a good start from the Ferraris there, but it's looking good for Ash Best.
It is. I think Sophie must be returned to the pits with a puncher. She is way down in 18th. But look at this, Frome under attack here from AMS. AMS down the inside and Frome lets him go. But this is going to be interesting as they come onto the straight here. Can they go side by side? That Force India is going to struggle there. And I think Flying Frome realises that AMS is quicker. Will he have a go back? AMS surely has to defend the inside. Leaves it open. I don't know if I would have done the same. But he leaves it open and AMS turns right in and around the outside. Goes Bugatti. Pushes Flying Frome out of the way. So Frome being bullied and that AMK having a go at Frome. So Frome really struggling here, Big Sam.
Yeah, he does, but Bugatti does look a bit of a mess, to be honest. A lot of oversteer there. So interesting. But yeah, a great stop there from Ashgress, Jack Toy and Dallo right behind Joel, Leon and Manu.
We'll have a look at that. Sorry, Big C. Flying Frome's just gone right off the circuit. I don't know what's wrong with him. I think the man clearly hasn't taken his medicine pill.
JP Greenwood's out here, JP and
I've
Tom
seen him.
AJ.
Look at him, he's beached in the side. Tom AJ's out as well. Oh my goodness. A bit of contact there, but JP Greenwood out of the French Grand Prix. The first retirement in the French Grand Prix on PSGL. It goes to JP Greenwood. I would have put my house on it if I owned one. So we're back on board with Jack Tyler behind Jolion and Manu. It's a very interesting battle here, you know, as Ash Best pulls a gap. You know, this is brilliant for Ash.
So JP out of the session, no safety car. Oh, the virtual safety car has been deployed due to JP leaving the session.
You can. It's actually not bad for someone like Tom to get a new wing on, but I think if anybody else pitted in these conditions, that'd be senseless, wouldn't they, Big C?
Yeah, definitely no need to surrender traps. Oh, Flying Frome has been given a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Could this race get any worse?
Right, who's saying we're gay? Who said that?
Cloudy balloons, I believe.
Yeah, oh, he's made an account, has he? What a... Oh, I'm sorry, Dixie. Can I say the C word?
You can.
What a fucking cunt.
Exactly. Obviously, it is 2018, so do what you want. Be what you want. But no need for those sorts of comments in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, someone's a bit butthurt, but to be honest, that guy is the worst driver in PSGL history. As the VSC now goes in, Jack Tyler really looking to make a move. Now, one piece of advice I gave Jack, you know, be patient and wait for your opportunity. You know, the man wants a race win, but then again, the longer he's stuck behind Joel, the less chance he's got to win in this race. So can Jack Tyler make a move on Joel? He looks so much more like the superior driver. Joel is struggling. Look at that, taking the inside line for this corner. Can Jack pull a move around the outside? He might go for it down here. He does. He's more than within his rights to do so, and Joel has to concede. What a move there from Jack Tyler.
Yeah, a very experienced Joel is going to be under pressure from Dano, an FP veteran. Jack Tyler surely have to go defensive on Joel. He doesn't want to relinquish this position into turn one. Jack Tyler surely has to turn in. He had to defend there. He can't be held up by this slow Force India.
But Big C's fair will-to-will racing from Jack. He left space, and now Dano looking to gulp up the remains of Jolion and Manu. It's a very tricky corner here too. Don't go into it, but they do somehow. Great will-to-will battling between these guys, and AMS, Bugatti, AMK, Abbey Odin, Warren Hay will be joining the party very soon as Juho Finn occupies the final point scoring position.
There's yellow flags again in the first sector. That means Fraggle Pole. Fraggle Pole is off the circuit.
Yeah, rubbish. Warren Hay also put in somebody under threat here. Tucked up behind Abbey Odin, not the car you want to be tucked up behind in wet weather conditions, but we're going to go back on board with
Dano. Is attacking Jolion Mano down. This legendary. This is not the legendary straight. This is the next straight afterwards. So Dano looking very feisty in the Mercedes Benz against Joel's Force India, but yeah, Ashgress is looking at that. It's fantastic with it. 4 seconds ahead.
Oh, he's got really close to the back of Joel there, Big Steve. He's going to take us through these conditions. It's lovely watching this track develop in wet weather conditions. It looks enjoyable to race in, rather than the dirt dry conditions.
Yeah, I agree. It's good to see what sort of lines you can take, where you can overtake round it. Obviously, we've never raced round here, so these guys are learning where to set up moves, where to pull past. Perhaps this final corner would be a great place to make a move. He just isn't close enough as Dano, like Gap Tyler. But yeah, look at Gap Tyler. Caught Access by not 1 second on the last lap. So yeah, Gap Tyler looking very fast out there and sets the last lap of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm going to turn my attention to A&K. He's right behind Bugatti, but not quite. I don't know if there's anybody else who's close to someone else. Mr. Grumpy tucked up behind Tom, but yeah, not much is really going on with that battle. But A&K is fighting Bugatti here. Bugatti struggling a little bit under these conditions, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is. I think another man who is struggling is Joel Leon Manez. And there's yellow flags again. Who is it this time? Is it Fraggle Paul again? No. So a brief yellow flag there.
He's into the... Oh, Big T! Fraggle's out! Fraggle is in the wall! Fraggle Paul is surely out of FP. Misery for him. And Flying Frame comes into the pits. I think he's overheated those tyres. As Dano is right behind Joel here down the straight. He cannot make a move. Joel slid! Big T, look at the tank slapper from Joel. So Dano will have a run, surely.
Joel looks all over the place. He's overheated his rear tyres. Surely Johnny Manu under all sorts of pressure from Dano. Dano has to make this move done. There's like AMS, Bugatti and AMK will be looking to make a move as Joel cuts him off. Joel is struggling, but yeah, good defending there. Hard but fair.
Harsh but fair, as Karen Brady would say. Another one of our special guests here today. You know, lavishing that figure around in Gary. So we're just right on board with Dano here, coming up to the back of Jolion and Manu. And look at Dano seeking alternative lines, you know, to try and find some grip as he looks to the paint, the blue paint. That behind we've got cars tucked up behind AMS, you know. AMK really wants to make a move, but it is our closest battle on track. We've got Grumpy and Tom as well, but I don't think that's for any major position for the time being.
Here in Jolion Manu. Jolion Manu took evasive action. He's got a 5-second stop go penalty. Jolion Manu corner cutting there, deliberate corner cutting. Looked like he got a bit of oversteer on entry, so I had to take evasive action, but the stewards have decided to went 5-second stop go penalty.
Yeah, I want to see the battle behind here. I don't know what our viewers want to see, but there's something about one of these Toro Rossos I find quite dodgy.
Yeah, definitely. But I think even Jack Tyler is looking the fastest man on the circuit, back-to-back fastest laps of the Grand Prix. And to me, it does look like conditions are drying slightly. The rain doesn't look as heavy.
Yeah, well, the quicker it dries and the quicker the race ends, the better for us all. Because, you know, can put us out of our misery. There were rumours that the FP stream was going to be dropped, but, you know, we are here, you know, under our broadcast rights.
Definitely will be here for another 6 Grand Prix, taking us up to Christmas. So the FP will be here on the home of Kieran F1.
Flying Frame, Big C. It's awful. There's a problem here with Fraggle. Fraggle's letting back through, so the battle. The 15th and 16th, you know, Frome taking back that position. So Sophie is not on the grid today. It says her name's there, but she isn't on the grid.
Here, and I think Dano and Jolion Manu are going to go into combat once again. Jolion Manu is still struggling and goes wide. Dano surely has to make move. Jolo slightly into him. Yip and under from Dano, surely. Dano can't get the traction down, but I think he's just about. Look at the Mercedes-Benz horsepower there. It's got a little more power than the 4-cylinder works Mercedes. And to the outside turn one. Takes a lot of balls.
Haig's in, but what an incredible battle here, Big C.
Yeah, definitely great side action between Dano and Jolion Manu. Jolion Manu breaks late, but Dano surely went up the high ground. And he does. Dano has got the grip, he's got the confidence to letting Joel. We're struggling as Joel taps him slightly.
Down the inside. Down the inside goes AMS. Joel will not want to let this position go. Joel is not going to let this position go. There is no way he will let AMS get this move done on him. Jolion Manu will go right up to overtake. He will want this position back from AMS. No way would Jolion Manu allow AMS to mug him off like that. Here we go. Joel will brake later and he will turn in. He will turn in. He will fucking run this car out as wide as possible, surely. And AMS not hard enough there, but Bugatti having to go around the outside. This could spell a bit of danger. AMK watching on as well, but can Bugatti make a move around the outside? No, he can't. The up and under. He's going to keep the foot down. and he's going to probably go for it down here, and AMS yields that position. He can't, but he's trying to keep it around the outside. There's this fantastic wall-to-wall battling. Bugatti doesn't want to give up, and AMS yields. Big C, was that a bit weak? He's coming back.
It sums up his season, sums up his performances on F1 2018. I'm afraid for AMS, mugged off by Joel, and then mugged off by Bugatti there.
And now he could be mugged off by AMK. Look at Joel. Joel's taking some very unique lines, looking to find some grip any way that he can.
Definitely, but I think his tyres look a bit hot to me. They look hot, and I'm afraid Joel's pace isn't hot at the moment. Bugatti is looking to make a move into turn 1.
There's no space for you, son. And Giuliano Manu hangs on. AMK, Big C, was very close to AMS. You've got to run here. AMS struggling. He is struggling like a pig.
He is indeed, but Aaron Jack Tyler's got the lead down to 2 seconds as well, so it's all kicking off this battle of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. It's just kicking off as Abiodun has joined in on the act.
Yeah, and Warren Haig's gone in, Big C. We haven't noted this, but Warren Haig's gone in and he's found himself a good window, so he could effectively undercut this battle for 4th.
Definitely, Aaron, especially if it goes from into to dry. Perhaps Warren Haig knows something we don't. He knows these conditions better than most.
Yeah, I can see it's... Oh my god, AMS a bit out of shape here. Will AMK have a go? Both of these drivers are battling over who's got the better name. AMK, AMS, they both could be... They could be brothers, they could be the same people. But here we go, AMK down the inside of AMS. F2 versus F1, and Big C, I think he's putting the middle finger up at AMS saying, I want your seat for next season. So AMS could find himself demoted to F2. You know, you never know what can happen.
You definitely know what AMS now has a Williams Mercedes right behind him, so it's not what the Charleston I would have wanted. Abiodun will be looking to be where's Giuliano Manu in? Giuliano Manu.
That's all right, Big C. That's all right. Oh, that got a bit tasty, didn't it?
Definitely does. The rain does look like it's stopping slightly, but Joel looks all out of sorts. He looks a mess at the minute. He's just been bullied out the way by many a driver.
Oh, he's going into the pit, so I found a safe way to get in, but AMS are trying to have a go back at AMK, so Giuliano Manu has effectively destroyed AMS's race, and there's a Giuliano Manu in the pit. Will he come up behind Warren Haig? There's an interesting battle. Did Warren spin? Did Haig spin? There must have been an issue with Haig, surely. No, it's drying out. It's drying out, isn't it? So where's Joel going to come out respective to Haig? We're just watching this.
I think he's come out just ahead. Here's Warren Haig. Where's Giuliano Manu?
Yeah.
No, Haig's ahead.
He's ahead. So I did say, Big C, Warren Haig could pull off that undercut for the battle for 4th. So good spot there, but AMS struggling in these conditions.
Certainly is, Aaron. But Bugatti, I think AMK is on the move. He looks very assured in that McLaren.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? I mean, some may say it's like watching paint dry in FD, but
Bugatti's got off.
Did he? Yeah, no surprises. These drivers don't know how to drive in FP. You know, lacks of concentration. They want it to end as quick as we do. But look at this, is he going to have a go back at AMS? AMS just being made an example of a bit of overtaking practice for a few drivers here tonight. Surely he won't make it easy. He's heard, surely tunes into the streams. He's got to fight. Yeah! Look at
damage. There's damage for
Bugatti.
Bugatti.
That's what I want to see, Big C. Come on, AMS. Push him off. Do something. Create a safety car moment. Create something for the highlights package.
Jack Tyler's in it. Jack Tyler's going for the undercut for the lead.
Yeah, but you know, some people can be senseless at times. Must be an issue. But Jack Tyler will probably come out into traffic. You know, Bugatti's in, so drivers are coming in. But, you know, for someone like Jack Tyler, he pitted very early, and you know, I can't really see his car anymore. Big C, what's happened?
No, I can't. I don't know if it's...
Oh, he's out. He's out.
No, there it is. He's got out. He's got out of time. P7 for Jack Tyler.
Look, there's someone off there, Big C. Who's off at the side of that track?
Is it Fraggle Paul?
Yeah, it must be. Oh, yeah, Fraggle Paul in 15th. He's a lap down. So CC Brain on 9 old tyres in 8th. So he'll be hoping for some point. But looking slim. Geofin up into 6th. He's doing pretty well. But close contract battle, Kingdom Martin versus Bugatti.
Yep, so that's about what's going on. To keep a gap between Ashbest and Jack Cole. Will Ashbest respond to the undercut?
We'll have a look at Ashbest now coming through the sector. He's driven so well in the Sauber. Yeah, looks good, doesn't he, Big C? But he could be susceptible.
Oh, Giro's gone off. Giro's gone off, but Jack Tyler's got position. So Jack Tyler up to P6. Giro had a bit of an oversteer moment there in the Ferrari.
Yeah, that's crucial for Jack. He doesn't want to lose any time. So Jack Tyler wants to get his first win. Kingdom Martin out of the race. So misery continues. All that bring out a safety car, VSC. We're just going to ride on board and see what happens. I think he must have just parked up at the side. No, there's damage. There's damage on that car. DRS enabled. So, see you later. Jack Tyler, you've gone in too early. You've messed it up. Ashbest has gone past the pit lane, Big C. So whoever goes in after, surely AMK's got to put in the pot on the dries. He will be one of the men to profit from this. Everybody's going to come in now. Juho Finn could be in for a podium, maybe. You never know.
He definitely could, but it is still quite tricky conditions, and Ashbest did have quite a bit of a gap. It still does look quite damp, so I don't think the drivers will be that much rocket at the minute, but we'll keep an eye.
Jack Tyler's in, Big C. Jack Tyler's in.
It's a shame for Jack Tyler. One more lap, 2 more laps is all he needed, and he just threw it all away. Yeah, decisions. What about Jolion in the moon? No. So Warren Hay pitted. Tried to do the undercut, other drivers have stayed out in the right onto the slick, so Warren Haig will... Oh, he's having to queue! So Fraggle Paul, a lap down, ruining Warren Haig's opportunity in this race, so Renault may not score any points. This is a long pit stop for Warren Haig. Oh, your heart just sinks for this man. Warren Haig, one of the longest pit stops in the history of PSGL, Big C. Oh, that was... Yeah, definitely. But Aaron, it is dry tide. AMK is catching the road lead at Ashbest, but Ashbest did have quite a sizable advantage, so there's not going to be too much. Well, I think Warren Haig's race destroyed. Yeah,
it's destroyed. I just don't know why Juho Finn didn't go into the pits. That's a very absurd decision.
It is, but perhaps he's seen things that we're not seeing.
Yeah, but, you know, I can see things and I can see it's time for dry tyres. But AMK, he could get a podium out of this for F2, couldn't he?
Yeah, so Ashbest is in. Dano will also be in, as well as Abiodun and Juho Finn. So let's see how it all plays out. As Dano gets a par, second stop with penalty for speeding. So MK will have got a few seconds on these guys. So it'll be interesting to see where it all plays out.
Abiodun in, Juho Finn making his way around the corner. So Abiodun could pick up a podium out of this. So Jolion in Manu, I'm sorry, it's just not going to work out for you. Jack Tyler here battling Bugatti, and Bugatti on those inters, not the tyres to be on, so Bugatti has to give that one up. And he's got to come in for slick. So Jack can still make up some ground here, but the damage's already been done. So the top three, as it is, after people, you know, have moved on to dry tyres, is Ashbest, Dano and AMK, one of the biggest profiters of the tyre switch.
Yeah, definitely. I think AMK gained about 9 seconds, and obviously Ashbest tyres, as well as Dano's, on the up to temperature, like AMK's will be, so, you know, you'll get even more times at AMK in a great position, as well as AMS and Abiodun as well, you know, top 5 after some lowly qualifiers.
Yeah, but Jack Tyler is going to have to battle here. CC Brain now is on the super soft tyres, putting Juho Finn under pressure. So Juho Finn up into the point. JP Greenwood could have been here, but sadly he isn't. As we watch CC Brain make a routine overtaking Juho. Juho won't battle this too far. He's got an 18-second gap ahead of Joel, so Juho is on for some points. Surely.
Yeah, good points for Juho Finn this evening.
And Mr. Grumpy is actually back into the fight for the final points because of the errors of those drivers in front. He's like 30 seconds off. At one point now he's about 5 seconds behind Joel, who's 9th. So Mr. Grumpy back into the mix, most experienced driver on the site. And Big C, who would you say is the most respected driver on the site? You know, you've been in PSGL for a while.
Me. As AMK sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. I'll answer that properly in a minute, but MK, you know, he's got those tyres nice and heated up. But I guess respect is different. Like, some people respect me more, maybe you, Mr. Grumpy, Human Fish,
Jim
someone
Betrayer.
like, yeah, exactly, Tej. You know, there's a lot of drivers that I think, you know, I think even if you're new to the site, or you know, I think respect, you know, it obviously should be earned. But even if you've been here 5 minutes,
Yeah.
we should still respect that, regardless.
And just while we watch the gaps peter out, Big C, you know, Jack Tyler will be catching Abby Odom very soon, so we will go on board with him. You know, there is a seat now open in the F1 League which you administrate. You know, can you honestly see anyone from F2 taking that seat as it stands?
No, I mean, I think it's a bit. We've only been 4 races this season. I think there's been a lot of dirty driving in the F2 League. I know it's not for everyone, but there is a large proportion of the league. So I think the likes of Francis and Adams and people like that need a few more races. But maybe looking at F3, there's a lot of talent in there. Yeah, maybe a bit of onto the podium deserves a chance in the big leagues.
Yeah,
for a few
maybe a
races
bit
soon.
of Powdy back. You know, it's not all about pace in the F1 League. It's about quality. It's about prestige. And, you know, some of these drivers think they just deserve it, you know. If anyone deserves it, it's me.
I couldn't agree any more. But interesting enough, it's Ash Best who sets fast. That will Dano be able to respond?
No, who
No,
cares
it's a
about
shot.
Dano, Big C? Fuck Dano. Jack Tyler on the back of Abby Odom. Look at this. This could get heated, couldn't it?
It could indeed. Abiodun in the Mercedes-powered Williams, but obviously a very draggy car. Is lovely Jack Tyler. He's got the pace. He's got the speed. Has he got the talent to make a move into turn 1? He does.
Amazing. Phenomenal.
So
Runs wide. Probably might pick up a penalty. Who knows? Let Abby Odom go back? No. Abby Odom, very sensible driver, isn't he? He doesn't get himself tangled up into any incidents.
No, considering his age, you know, age is good enough, but when it comes to racing drivers, there's Jolion, a man who sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix down in P9, 42 seconds off the lead when he was running second just a mere 10 laps ago.
Awful. So last week's winner, Jolion Manu, people thought he'd be back into the fray competing for the FP title, but races like these, and you know, not to be, but you never know. You could have a safety car, you could have an accident, and things became. Look at this, Abby Odom all over the back of Jack Tyler. He's going to go for it, surely. Down here, oh, thinks better of it. Thinks better of it. So good racing there from the pair, and Jack Tyler up into 5th. So Jack doing a great job. You know, people often hate on this man, Jack Tyler, for no reason, you know. Some say he brings it on himself, but this man is racing his heart out here. You know, he could have been battling for a win, but an ill-timed move onto Fresh Inters wasn't to be as the track was drying out. I think Jack could still compete for a podium. No, he can't. No, he can't. I think time laps are going to run out, but you never know. He could catch up to AMS.
He's definitely got the pace. I'm not sure AMS does have the pace, but he's got the experience.
Yeah,
And even a quick question from onto the podium: is there any drivers you'd like to see join FP in the near future who are currently in it?
Oh, I'd love to see a bit of onto the podium. You know, I've heard a lot about onto the bus, and you know, I really do want to see what this onto the bus can, you know, do in a league like FP. I think it could, you know, produce fireworks, and you know, I think it'd be a great addition. You know, certainly one of the admins of the season here. You know, onto the podium would be a great addition. Been in the site for a long time as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Bugatti, Big C,
Pillar
on
of the
Hague.
community now, and yeah, Bugatti on Hague, Hague on those super soft tyres, Bugatti on the softs.
Yeah, it's
That's
looking
very aggressive. One of these youngsters, one of the little block sort of drivers, goes for moves when perhaps he shouldn't, but you know, no fear.
Look at Warren Hague straight to the inside. Warren Hague toying with Bugatti here in the battle for the final point. You know, making sure he puts his car where he needs to put it, and Warren Hague going to make this very, very long corner as long as possible, making that car as wide as possible. Got to defend here. Has Hague battling his heart out, but Bugatti wants to make their move. A very tetchy affair here at the Paul Halford circuit as Warren Hague is going to be overtaken around the outside. He's got to ring that car out as well as possible. Oh, I love that. He just put the foot down there and knew he had to block that gap off. Warren Haig very experienced defending. Bugatti going to make a move. Yeah, Warren Haig making that gap as hard as possible. I love it, Big C. Take us through this.
Yeah, I think Warren Haig's done a great job. He's not being scared by Bugatti. I think Bugatti's good move up and under. An easy move, one of the easiest moves to make on the right. But so yeah, that's fine. He makes a move, but Warren Haig back into the air mix. He wants to have another go into turn one. Warren Haig down the inside.
Oh, unbelievable. Yes, the up and under. This is brilliant racing. Warren Haig taking that final point back, but he will be vulnerable down the straight. Defend as hard as you can, Haig. Make this moment yours. You're producing action where there isn't any. And Warren Haig, yeah, look at that. Ooh, runs wide. He can't make the move, surely. Oh, no, Big C. He can't have a run down.
No, he's backed off. Warren Haig's defending his car beautifully. But I think it's going to be a losing battle into this.
It could end in tears, Big C. It could end in tears. You know, Warren Haig will have to brake later. He will have to brake later. Come on, yeah.
Contact us because he has to cut the corner. That makes the move. But what a move! 5 seconds.
Wow.
Bugatti makes the move. Very aggressive driver, but I think that's what we want to see as Haig is staying in the overtake mix. He's out of hers. He wants to get the move done again. He's out of hers, but he's keeping an overtake and he wants to get that move back on Bugatti. I think if you were Haig, you'd be disrespected there. He's just been barged out of the way.
Big C. I think Haig knows what he's getting himself in for. He is not giving up. I love this battle. I love this game, says Patrice Evra. What a phenomenal battle here. Oh, I think this could end in tears. Mr. Grumpy could join the mix. This is fantastic battling. It might be a bit agricultural at times, but this is what I pay to see. This is why I turn up to commentate on FP, for dirty battles like these. Love it.
Outstanding racing between Haig and Bugatti here.
Yeah, Haig takes the position. This is what the final point means to these drivers in FP, you know. When things aren't going right, when your week hasn't started well, fight for all your worth and Warren. Another overtake. Oh, this is fantastic stuff. Mr. Grumpy is caught up 2 seconds. So I think Mr. Grumpy wants a bit of Haig as well, doesn't he?
He definitely does. I think Bugatti will look to make the move down the inside. He looks brakes late. Oh, and he cuts the corner again. I mean, these guys are getting a bit a bit too over the top. Perhaps they want to race ban, but it's going to end in tears at this rate. What Haig and Bugatti. Mr. Grumpy will surely have to teach him a lesson soon enough, but you know, what racing.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant racing, the type of advert we want in PSGL, but Bugatti has got the move done, surely. Warren Haig not giving up on better tyres, no, on more grippier tyres. Down the inside we go, yeah, love that. Scares him out of the way. This is fantastic battle. Mr. Grumpy must be rubbing his old wrinkly hands with glee at the moment as he approaches the battle for the final point. On board with Bugatti, you know, will he have another go at Haig? I'm forgetting about the battles up front. I don't care about them. This is where the action's at for the final point. Only in FP. The viewers are saying it's fantastic content. It is. It's a very touchy battle, Big C. Both, you know, very agricultural moves from some of these drivers. You know, not seen before in league racing. But Warren Haig, a lot of experience. He's been racing since the F1 2010 days, and looking at Bugatti having a little go, a little bit of contact. But behind them, Mr. Grumpy probably thinking, what's going on here? Haig surely has to take the inside here, Big C. He's got to take the inside. Will it be a late move? Oh, yeah.
I think that's job done. See you later, mate. See you later. But Warren Haig and Mr. Grumpy are arch rivals from F4, so perhaps this battle could be turned up a couple of notches.
I don't think Haig's finished yet. He might have a go back at Bugatti. You know, he does love it in the slipstream. I think Bugatti's enjoying himself out here in FP. Look at the way he just goes into that corner, basically saying to Haig, come on, have me, you know. And Haig will take the invitation down the inside here, surely. Oh, this is a brilliant battle. This is what I came to see. CC Brain in the pit. He won't come out near this, but Warren Haig down the inside. Oh, love it. As we see this battle. But where is Mr. Grumpy in all this? Mr. Grumpy! Mr. Grumpy! Oh, tagging the rear wheel of Haig. Haig says no. No, I want to have a go at Bugatti. And he does. Oh, phenomenal. Tom AJ joined the party, flying frame. It's an F2 party at the back. A party in the USA, a party in FP. As Bugatti goes off the circuit, where's he going to rejoin alongside Haig from Grumpy's angle? This looks weird. Grumpy doesn't even know where to go. Will he go down the inside of the pair of them? Big C, this is fantastic battling. Look at the way they're just scraping. Oh, yeah.
Onto the Miswell straight. I think it's all going to kick off 3 and a bit, perhaps. Mr. Grumpy wants to get both of them done. Mika Hakkinen start perhaps, but Warren Haig, Bugatti's all over the place off the circuit, and another time penalty. Disgraceful, but he's got the move done.
I think Mr. Grumpy's got the move done on Haig. Haig not giving up, but Mr. Grumpy probably got the car with the better power here, and I think he will take this final point and run. But it's not looking great, Big C. It's not looking great. There's going to be some inevitable contact here, surely. As Bugatti goes down the inside of Mr. Grumpy. Oh, well, phenomenal. Oh, yeah! What's going on here? A little tap at the back. This is a massive scramble for the final point. It's like watching vultures battling over the last fries outside of a busy McDonald's.
Outstanding race. So this is what PSGL is all about. Bugatti, Mr. Grumpy, Warren Haig fighting for the final World Championship point here in FP.
There's contact behind. I think Tom AJ wants a little go at Warren Haig, but Haig saying no. Oh, 29 viewers on stream here, Big C. It is absolutely kicking off. And Chulo says we should post this separately and title it Pearl Harbor. Well, I don't know what else I can title it, but there are yellow flags out there. Who is it?
Fraggle Paul here, and it's Fraggle Paul again. Perhaps it's time for Fraggle Paul to finally call it a day.
Yeah, Frome's got a move done on Tom, so that's all kicked off. But what about Mr. Grumpy and Bugatti? This could be quite interesting. Mr. Grumpy will have this calculated. He'll have the power. Bugatti's got to go to the inside to defend, surely. He does. I think Grumpy will beat him on the brake, but will Bugatti comply with it? No, he won't. He will go deeper. Mr. Grumpy knows how to make overtakes like these, but he's running out wide. He doesn't all bit of contact. Love it.
Oh,
yeah,
he saved Mr. Grumpy out of the French Grand Prix. It was going to end in tears. It wasn't Warren Haig. It wasn't Bugatti. But Aaron, it was your good friend, the experienced Mr. Grumpy. He's out.
I'm gutted. What an accident there. Warren Haig and Tom AJ battling as well. I think there might be some moves going on further up the field. I don't care. This is the battle I want to see. Warren Haig versus Tom AJ. Oh, I could watch another 20 laps on this. But yeah, I love it. This is what FP's all about. Look at her down the inside of Tom there, having a right scrap. Oh yes, I love it, Big C.
Yeah, I think it's an entertaining.
Frome's got the point.
Viewers.
Frome's got the final point. Will Bugatti have a go? Will Frome's picked up a 3-second penalty, but Bugatti, look at this. He's having to go back at Frome. F2 admin and Stewart's flying frame is now under threat from Bugatti. Brilliant.
And a quick team radio from Mr. Grumpy. His reaction to the crash retards in this league. Jeez. He reports to his team. Mr. Grumpy out of the Grand Prix. Has Frome's up to P12 ahead of Warren Haig. So yeah, Mr. Grumpy up, but Bugatti up to P10. We're flying Frome looking to make the most of the Force India. The Mercedes power here. Can he move up Bugatti down the inside? Bugatti goes defensive, of course he does. Flying Frome. You know, he's wary of Bugatti.
I think he's saving it for the slingshot here. Can get the move done and run, do it. And Flying Frome knows full well how to use the ERS. Would he go for a move down here? It's a very tight, twisty corner. No, he thinks better of it. Does the F2 admin. What league is Bugatti in? Because you never know. He
F3, but he left. He left F3.
Wow.
These are other commitments, but you know,
yeah, there's a dirty battle going on behind between Haig and Tom, but Yeah, I do love what's going on here in FP. It's just a massive scramble. You know, Fraggle Paul could find himself in the points at this rate if it continues.
Yeah, definitely. There was a comment from the chat from Greeny. He says this is terrible driving, Gunda driving. Anybody response to Greeny there, Aaron?
Well, I quite like what I'm seeing. Yeah. As we watch Flying Throne make a move here on Bugatti. Bugatti cannot defend this. He can't. Warren Haig's into the pits, but wow, incredible battling. No one willing to give an inch, but Warren Haig in the pits. So, you know, he's run his course. He's provided the entertainment for the day, and definitely the moment of the race. Brilliant, Bixie. Fantastic racing.
Yeah, brilliant. But in the final point, Bugatti versus Flying Throne is the one, the only battle on track at the moment. As, oh, to be fair, Jack Tyler has caught AMK as well, but I think Flying Throne using that Mercedes-Benz power, using all of his errs to get this final World Championship point.
Yeah, 31 viewers on stream, a record for FP. Bugatti goes down to the inside, very tight line. Will Throne beat him on the brakes? No, he won't. He'll do the up and under and probably save it for the slingshot, but no. Throne definitely struggling now. So the battle for the final point looks well and truly over. It might come down to penalties, but Warren Haig 30 seconds behind Tom. He's done his job for the day. But Bugatti, he's made a name for himself here today, hasn't he, Big C?
Yeah,
some
agricultural. I've got, yeah, you say it's like agriculture, but even it's like a jungle out there, isn't it? All these animals fight out. But even if there's, you know, talking about the jungle, Harry Redknapp's going to be entering the jungle. So, you know.
Yeah, I love it. Love that Harry Redknapp. But here's a battle for fourth here. Jack Tyler on AMK. I do want to see Throne versus Bugatti. That's the battle I want to watch. But I think routine overtake there for Jack Tyler should be done and dusted. I don't want to watch any more of that. Let's go back on board here with Flying Throne and Bugatti. This is the battle we've all been waiting for. The battle for the final point. Many have tried, but many have failed. Grumpy's failed, Haig's failed. But Flying Throne, the F2 admin, the steward down the inside. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Just enough space provided. And surely Throne has got to wait for his opportunity down the straight. He's got to just master the braking zone, you know. He's got to get a car length on him and just swipe down to the inside. That's what you've got to do in these types of situations. Get that inside line whatever way you can. And what will Throne do here? He's got to swipe back down to the inside now. It's too risky here into the braking zone. And oh, what a move there from Throne. Will he be under threat here from Bugatti out of the corner? No, Throne's got enough there to pull away. But Bugatti...
Yeah, but he is using the overtake of the years. But I mean, this corner, you can't overtake, surely not. Bugatti's just got the balls. He's got the youth on his side and, you know, the aggression of the man. I think a lot of credit has to be given for his driving today. He's been outstanding. I think he's been one of the drivers of the evening. Flying Throne. You know, he's getting a taste for good quality racing. This is PSGL. This is the type of racing you've got to enjoy. You've got to be a part of. And why PSGL is one of the best leagues around.
Yeah, I think Jack Tyler's been passed by AMK, but yeah, I think
here in the side by side again.
position.
Jack Tyler using DRS on AMK. AMK will surely try and keep his nose in, but Jack Tyler surely will have the high ground, and he does.
Sorry, there's too much glare down there, Big C. I don't want to watch it. I want to go
yellow.
I want to see Bugatti and Throne. Here we go, back down again, down turn one. Bugatti keeping his nose in on the brakes. I think Throne's enjoying himself.
Sorry to interrupt. CC Brain and Giuliano Manu for P8 will be a battle to watch. CC Brain using the overtake button. Giuliano Manu struggling on his soft tyres. CC Brain obviously fit for a second time with the suits off. CC Brain surely Joel goes late. CC Brain round the outside. Joel will surely push him off and has the high ground.
Yeah, lovely. We'll go back on board with Throne and Bugatti because this battle is not over down the same straight where Giuliano Manu was just there. But Bugatti straight down to the inside. Throne, you know, it's tried and tested. Oh, yes, look at that. Beautiful, but yeah, Bugatti will have a go back when he did so. I just don't understand why Throne doesn't stay in overtake, and he does this time, so, and he defends the inside, so yeah, no way back.
Yeah, I think Bugatti he's just got the confidence in the minute, and he loves a bit of rubbing, he loves a bit of contact, and Bugatti surely to make P10 off Flying Throne is going to be pissed off. Flying Throne looks to make a move, he does. Trying to impress his fans, he's adoring, but a little bit of contact.
Yeah. Musa Suzuki gives a final wave as does Karen Brady with a curvaceous figure in the pit garage of the Force
Here in
India
CC
team.
Brain versus Joel Manu in the first sector. Joel Manu on the inside of CC Brain will try and go back outside of Joel. Joel should have to push him wide slightly. Has the high ground for the next corner, has the inside line, and I think we're on a fair to say this Paul Ricard circuit. It's just beautiful racing. You can have the inside line, you know, the outside line, the offline, inline, you know, all sorts of lines.
Yeah,
and yeah, Joel manages to fend off Brain just about, but will he be able to make the move on one of the most experienced drivers around?
Yeah. Oh well, Joel's defending that with class. I love it. Joel doing a great job in defence. And CC Brain's got to think about making a move down here, but whether he does or not, I don't know. And very hesitant with what line, but Joel defends that pretty well. Oh yes! Oh, I didn't expect to see a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there, but I do love it. Joel will not give up this position without a fight. CC Brain will want to make it stick. Oh, a bit of contact. Joel will be fuming. He'll be fuming at that.
He will be indeed, Aaron. But Warren Haig is looking to overtake Ash Best to the lead of the Grand Prix, but there's bigger battles going on. But under threat from Haig there.
Yeah, big sit. Jack Tyler and AMK battling, but Bugatti flying through. This battle looks personal at the moment. Tom AJ is joining the party, but look at that. I think move's done surely here from Frame, but what will Bugatti have in store as we do oh, there's issues in Sector 1, Big C.
It's Jolion Manu! Problems for Jolion Manu. Contact with CC Brain, it looked like disaster for the Northern Irishman.
Yeah, as we approach the end of the first corner, Bugatti retakes the final point. And I don't know why Tom isn't getting involved in this. Look at the speed of Frome here, Big C. Is he going to go for a move around the outside? Oh, pushed off there, and Tom, surely Tom's got to have a go now. So Tom's been quite ill. You know, the poor guy's ill. You know, he's missed a couple of days off work. You know, this is the last thing he needs. He needs recovery, he needs rehabilitation. You know, I mean, he's not a drug addict, but he will want a bit of Bugatti to soothe himself as Ash Best starts the final lap, Big C. But Frome making
the race has flown
again.
by. All sorts of action. AMK versus Jack Tyler for P4. That was a juicy battle. Joel and the CC Brain as well. Jolion Manu off the track takes out break marker board while he's at it. Jolion Manu down the inside.
Unbelievable. I love it. And surely he's going to go for a move. Yes. Very agricultural battle here from Joel and CC Brain. You know, I've never seen so many cars make contact with each other around the track. This French Grand Prix producing some exciting racing. Good to be back, isn't it, Big C? Where's Ash Best? Where's Ash Best? We've got to go on board.
He's well down the road, Aaron.
Yeah, let me know when he's coming.
I'll keep an eye on a few of the battles, but yeah, I'll let you know. I don't think MK is close enough on Jack Tyler, but perhaps Jolion Manu, Brain, Frome and Bugatti, the main ones.
Yeah, well, just have a look at Frome and Bugatti. It could kick up down into turn 1, but Bugatti's got this one covered. Now, where is Ash Best, Big C?
Yeah, Ash Best is coming around the final couple of corners. Warren Haig just behind her.
Yeah, Warren Haig, you know, if Ash Best had any sympathy, he would let Warren Haig go and unlap himself. You know, Warren Haig wants one more lap. What Ash Best giving it? No, greedy, but he wins. He wins here at the French Grand Prix in Formula Performance. A fantastic drive. Dano will pick up second. AMS will pick up third, but Jack Tyler defending furiously here for fourth place. AMS is up into second actually, so we'll see what happens when penalties sort themselves out. But Jack Tyler to the line, he will finish fifth on penalties, no sixth. Juho Finn also come to the line, but what about Bugatti and Frome? This is a furious battle for the final point.
It definitely is, but Bugatti looks to be out of ERS as well as Frome, but Bugatti will be late on the brakes at some stage or another.
Yeah, as Juho Finn will come home in 7th, great drive. CC should pick up 8th, Joel 9th, but the battle for the final point is not over. Bugatti hasn't got anything left in the tyres, he can't, he's too far behind. Tom, I wonder why Tom's going to come home. Will there be penalties up the road? Joel picks up 8, so CC had a penalty. But here we go. Who will get the final point? It's Tom. For all these efforts, the man who's ill picks up the final point, and Fraggle Paul, embarrassing day for him, isn't it, Pixie?
Yeah, it is. Fraggle Paul should have retired early. Yeah, I think he had a bit of a leak in the car, so a bit of a shame there for Fraggle Paul.
Yeah, I mean, Fraggle Paul doesn't necessarily have the experience, but, you know, comes home in 14th, you know, valiant effort for a hard day's work.
Definitely a wonderful race, a great. I think. I mean, there's lots of drivers today. Warren Haig, but I think Bugatti. He taught people a lesson. Like, that's how you race cleanly and fairly. So I think Bugatti. I think Ash obviously for the driver of the day, but the star of the day, the showman award perhaps for Bugatti there. I think.
Yeah, I quite like what Warren Haig had to offer at times. It was quite agricultural, but yeah, I loved it. You know, could use some action. But here you go, look at them celebrating on the podium. It's Ash Best, AMS, and Dano.
Yeah, MK in P4 with Abiodun in P5, the championship leader. P6 for Jack Tyler, a bit of a disappointment there for the Red Bull man. Drew O'Finn here in P7, a great drive there from Joe Manu, beating Cabrain with Tom AJ currently ill and off work with P10, but Bugatti, the showman today, wonderfully driven from Bugatti. Yeah. Frome, Haig, Fraggle Paul, Mr. Grumpy, Kingdom Martin, and the Cameroon man, JP Greenwood, failing to score points.
Look at the amount of penalties. The people weren't cautious with track extending. Yeah, well, should we get the podium finishes in here? So it's just
it is.
Best,
it is 20 to 10. So yeah.
Oh God, who do I get in? Right, I'll get. Oh fucking hell, he's not on 9. He's not on 9. Suggest who's got a mic in that fantastic battle? Let's get Grumpy in. I think Grumpy's probably got a word to share. Because there was a massive accident, and it'd be good to get his fault. Yeah, we'll get Bugatti in, shall we? No, we will. We will dig into the details. Dano, have you got him added? If you could get Dano in, that would be great. One second. Oh, just type in Dano and whatever one comes up, we'll just invite him. Got a card of Dano here, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't know, Big C. Just suggest him.
Let's just get on with it.
Oh, no,
race winner. It's fair.
Hang on, sorry. No, we have to get Dano. It's a big moment for him. Okay, you wanna start with Ash, Big C?
Yeah, so here we go. His first win in PSGL in a very long time. There were doubters, but he's back on form. It's Ash Best. But well done, Ash. How was it? It looked quite comfortable, but to be fair, you only won by 1.5 seconds in the end. So how was the track, and did you enjoy it?
I mean, I didn't think that France was going to be one of my best tracks because it was almost like China in the last sector, and I'm really bad at China. So I mean, I thought it was going to be maybe a bit of a mediocre track, but I just found the braking zones, I found the rhythm in the car, and it just worked. And especially in the wet, I somehow just found my braking zones, found what I needed to find, and pulled out a race win. And also 9 seconds worth of time penalties, but we'll just ignore that.
Yeah, it was a sensational drive. But your form recently, it's not been quite F1 2017 levels. Are you hoping this will turn things around, or is it just a nice moment to save and be back to reality on Monday in F1?
I mean, like when I was in the Toro Rosso in China, example, I only finished 4th, and other cars like the Toro Rosso in Britain, I finished like I don't know 8th or 6th. I'm not sure, but yeah. Now that I've won a race, and that's just going to give me a lot of motivation. I'm hopefully can get my form back up for the last 7 races of the season.
Cool. Good.
No, well done, Ash Best. Just to our viewers, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But I thought Ash Best drove extraordinarily well. Who else have we got in this party, Big C?
I think what Bugatti now.
Yeah, I'd love to have a word with Bugatti. Exciting moment on the stream, some tasty battles, agricultural driving. I've seen driving like I've never seen it before, and I absolutely loved it. Just tell us what happened out there in that final battle with Warren Haig, Mr. Grumpy, and Flying Throne.
Well, I just race to have fun, really. So if I can battle someone, I'll battle them as hard as I can. And I forgot who it was I was battling to begin with, but he kept going for move and I kept switchback. And then at one point there was a what's it called, desync. I forgot who it was, but the guy whose wheel come off, that was desync. I was put into the switch to him and whoop, off he went. But it was great fun. I mean, I only race for fun, really. I'm not like super competitive like Ash and other people. I just race, to have fun. So it was great fun, but didn't get the point, which is a bit upsetting, but I had great fun.
Well, you definitely fought hard to try and get it. That's all I can say. I loved what I saw out there. And our viewers loved it as well, So thank you for putting on what was a fantastic show. Big C, any further questions?
Yeah, no. I've got to say, Bugatti's a very talented driver. It's a shame that it's leave F3 for some other thing, but life goes on. But Mr. Grumpy, Bugatti said it's just desync. What are your thoughts on that? Should drivers be doing more to avoid desync? Because everyone knows it's there.
No comment.
No. We need a comment. We've got 25 viewers on the stream, Mr. Grumpy.
No, I'm not annoyed about that end crash. It's more lap one.
Now, what happened on that one? Just to let our viewers know.
I think everyone knew what happened on that one. JP dive bombing everyone.
And do you think that's a bit of jet lag?
You can't drive straight.
Yeah. Yeah, we did see him wrenching the car out there. He was the first retiree of the French Grand Prix and PSGL League Racing, so a record that will never be broken ever. But you've been on a rotten run of form in FP, Grumpy. What can you do to get yourself out of it? You got yourself out of a rotten run of form in F4 and put in podium finish after podium finish. Do you need a better car?
Maybe, because I don't think I don't know. I don't put the practice in for FP, to be fair, so it's my own fault.
And just a word, Mr. Grumpy. The race started. Well, the qualifying session started half an hour later than it should have. Any comments or words about that on the way the league's run? Because myself and Big C.
Oh no.
Probably wanted to go to sleep. By now.
No, I'm not commenting on that. It's all right.
No, that's fine. Big C, any final questions before
The
we
legs
wrap
run
up?
fine.
No, I think, it was an outstanding race. It's good to be back in the competition. It's a shame Hulk had to stand down, but, congratulations to Ash. Also on the win and our driver of the day, but Bugatti, outstanding. He was the showman of the day. So, yeah, a great race overall.
No, I loved it, especially when Bugatti and Haig battled. So thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. We'll be back next time at the next race. What track is it, Big C, if you don't mind?
The Hockenheim Ring.
At the Hockenheim Ring. Alright, see you later, and see you next time.